So, namaskaram to all. We will start our today's session. Chaturmukha Samarambham Vakbhadacharya Madhyamam Asmadacharya Padyandam Vande Guru Paramparam Ragadirogan Sadadanushaktan Sheshakaya Prasradan Sheshan Aulsukyamoha Aradidan Jakhana Yopurva Vaidyaya Namostu Tasmai. So, namaskaram to all once again. And we were discussing about, we started with the Samprapti in between, but we switched over to some other explanations regarding the Tridoshas or Sharira, in short. To know more about Sharira, how does it operate, what is the relevance or significance of understanding Tridoshas properly, all these things. That is what we were seeing in our couple of sessions, last couple of sessions. It is yet to be explained or understood fully. So I think we will continue with those descriptions in today's session as well. The point what we were discussing is yatha dushtena doshena yatha janu visarpada nirvritti ramayasya asau sampraptihi jadihi agatihi. And so we saw in between that the Sharira is not an undifferentiated mass of Panchabhutas. It is not like that. Panchamahabhuta Shariri Samavayaha Purushaha. That is what we saw, and we described or explained some of the basic aspects of this idea. So it is not an undifferentiated mass of Panchabhutas. Instead, it is very well defined into various aspects. It has a samavaya, means inseparable association with the Atma, and many things happen in this Sharira stage by stage, which we called as the Bhava Vikaras. This association with the Atma makes the Sharira living, or what should I call? Sajivam. And we saw that this Sajivata is not everlasting, isn't it? Chiranjeevi. There are some Chiranjeevis, okay. But in normal case, this is not everlasting. It begins with that Asti in the Bhava Vikaras with Asti and ends with the Vinashyati stage. We saw that. And also we discussed some other aspects, like the body organizes into many vyavasthas to move through this voyage. What is that voyage? Asti to Vinashyati voyage. Asti from one end, Asti, the other end, Vinashyati. So in this Asti Vinashyati voyage, to facilitate it properly, Sharira is organized into various vyavasthas. If you look into various textbooks, we can find that Ayurvedic authors, our authors, prefer to call a vyavastha as a srotas. As a srotas. But as it used to happen in many other situations, srotas is not an exclusive term used to denote a vyavastha all across the literature. That is one problem. That is one major problem with the proper understanding of our textbooks. the sort of inconsistency. It is not their fault. They were at the liberty of using the words in a particular manner for which they have kept their own rules. And there is a communication gap between we, the present generation, and those people who are following a particular rule in writing the textbooks. So there is a gap that creates a lot of problems. We all know that. So even though the word srotas is used to indicate or represent or to designate a vyavastha, it is not a compulsory rule that this srotas is used exclusively to represent or to denote one vyavastha all the time. That is another topic we are not going to discuss at this point. Obviously, I think in due course of time, we will have to discuss such matters. So here, to avoid more confusions, we use the term vyavastha, that's all. And we use the term vyavastha with an assumed meaning of a system or an arrangement or a sort of organization. That is what we mean when we say vyavastha. Each vyavastha has many avayavas and ashayas and many other things in it. Each vyavastha. And all these avayavas, ashayas, etc. are made up of dhadus. They are all made up of dhadus. And these dhadus are identified as 7 in number. I am preaching nothing new. Everyone in this room knows all these things. But I am trying to highlight certain points which will facilitate a better understanding or a different understanding of the Sharira in the background of Tridoshas, so that we can move comfortably forward through the understanding of Samprapti. That is the sole purpose of these explanations. Now, these 7 dhadus are, we should remember, we have 7 dhadus which makes the avayavas, all those things which we find. And interestingly, these 7 dhadus are also Panchabhautika. And they are crucial components of that Asti to Vinashyati voyage all throughout. All throughout in this voyage from Asti, which begins from Asti and ends in Vinashyati, these dhatus which are made up of Panchabhutas are very crucial components. It may even be considered that the 6-fold division of bhava vikaras, better I think I will call it as the 6-fold division of ayus, isn't it? Actually, it is a 6-fold division of the stages of ayus. That division itself is reflecting the status of dhadus. That division itself is some sort of a reflection of the dhadus in general. And that division or the role of dhadus in that division is very evident in certain stages like vardhate, viparinamate, apakshiyate. Vardhate, viparinamate, apakshiyate. Of course, it is evident in all the six, but specifically in these three, because it is in these, it is during the vardhate, parinamate, viparinamate, apakshiyate stages that we find the very gross changes happening in the sharira. So to understand dhadus in such a way, we should understand what the idea of dhadu is. Actually, the idea of dhadu, rasad, rasam, raktam, mamsam, medas, asti, majja, shukram. The idea of dhadus is highlighting the Ayurvedic understanding of division of the Panchabhutas in the Sharira, one sort of division of Panchabhutas in the Sharira based on the functional needs or necessities to grow and sustain. Idea of dhadus is highlighting the Ayurvedic understanding of how the division of Panchabhutas in the Sharira based on the functional necessities to grow and sustain is explained. Or the idea of dhadus conceptualizes something. It is conceptualizing something wherein a smart system or an intelligent system, or in other words, a learning system. A learning system means a system which is smart enough to learn according to the situation. So, the idea of dhadus conceptualizes something wherein a smart or intelligent or a learning system successfully makes 7 distinct substances using one single raw material, efficiently distributes the substances within the system and maintains its operations vigilantly using different modes based on a feedback mechanism. I will repeat better. The idea of dhadus conceptualizes something wherein a smart system successfully makes 7 distinct substances using one single raw material, efficiently distributes the substances within the system, and maintains its operations vigilantly using different modes based on a feedback mechanism. That is what the soul of the idea of dhatus. In this process of making dhadus, now we have malas. That is also we are going to see. In this process of making dhadus, many types of waste products are formed. And this smart system or that intelligent system maintains an efficient waste management program as well. That is what we have to understand from the description of malas. This system maintains an efficient waste management program as well. There are many types of waste products, varying in the quantity and quality. They differ from one another in terms of the quantity as well as the quality. This particular waste management system operates in such a way that the waste materials are potential contaminating agents of the building, of the soil material. They are eliminated from the Sharira in a programmed manner. They are eliminated from the Sharira in a programmed manner. So, Dhatu, Mala. And as we saw earlier, all these diverse structures and activities or events are all operating, or all are operated by the three agencies: Vada, Pitta, and Kapha, the Tridoshas. All these diverse structures and events are all operated by these three agencies. That is the beauty, or that is how the everything is brought under one segment. In one of our previous sessions, we already discussed the point that the entire story of the existence of Sharira is spinning around two core ideas. What is that? The transformation which is happening continuously. And when we talk about transformation, the second character is that something which is getting transformed continuously. So something which is getting transformed continuously, and the transformation which is happening continuously. The material and the event. Now, it is all about this sort of parinama. From asti to vinashyati, it is all about parinama. And the agency behind this parinamam, this transformation, is basically fundamentally Pitta. That is the agency which is working behind this parinamam, which is Agni Bhuta Pradhana. This Pitta is Agni Bhuta Pradhana, and that manifests in Sharira primarily as the principle called Agni. Here we are using the term Agni to represent the Agni in the Sharira, not in the Bhuta. This principle called Agni, we all know where is it residing, what all things are being done by this agency, isn't it? It is living in the Koshta, in its middle path or middle position in the center, in a sthana which is identified as Pakwama Shaya Madhyaha, isn't it? While explaining the Pachaka Pittam, Tatra Pakwama Shaya Madhyagaha. So this is identified as the sthana. And this sthana which corresponds to this Agni sthana, as Agni being the primary agency behind all sorts of transformation from asti to vinashyati, this particular sthana where Agni is residing, that desha is known as the pradhana sthana of Pitta. Kabha, which is Prithvi Jala Pradhana, it is Prithvi Jala Pradhana. And why, while it is behaving, or it is identified as Prithvi Jala Pradhana, one more aspect is to be identified. What is that? it has no inclination towards Agni. When it is Prithvi Jala Pradhana, it denies all sorts of association with Agni, and the basic material to get transformed by Agni. It is the basic material which is getting transformed by Agni. And as it is the basic material which is going to be get transformed by the Agni. Just 1 minute. Something happened in my system. Okay. It is positioned, or it is considered as having its primary sthana above the Pitta. Kabha is identified as having its primary sthana above the Pitta. Now, Vayu, the third agency, which is Vayu Agasha Pradhanam, with a strong inclination towards Agni. While we saw Kabha, we saw that with no inclination towards Agni. But here, with a strong inclination towards Agni, and being the agency which decides the critical points regarding the function of Agni. We saw it earlier. What was that? Some questions. When, where, how much, and for what purpose? These are the questions asked regarding the transformation. So Vayu is having some crucial or decisive role in answering these questions. And it has a strong inclination towards Agni. So it is considered as having its primary sthana below Pitta to promote it. So we have seen all these ideas. Te vyabino bihrunnabhyo radho madhyo urdhva samshrayaha. In the first chapter of Ashtanga Hridaya, it's Ayush Kamyam itself, we find this. Te vyapinopi. That is one important point. Te vyapinaha api hrinnabhyoho adho madhyo urdhva samshrayaha. In Ashtanga Sangraha, we find some descriptive passage about doshas. That is very interesting because, see, the author is trying to introduce somebody. The author is trying to introduce somebody. Something like, see, when the general elections come, the parties, the political parties will try to introduce their candidate. So while introducing the candidate, they will try to highlight all the potential characteristics of the candidate. Obviously not negative. Sometimes it will be just hyped positives, whatever the case may be. They will be trying to project the candidate with all the qualities, isn't it? That is what we find in Ashtanga Sangraha. Because the various aspects of this particular character, we take dosha as one. So all those aspects are to be introduced. So we find in Ashtanga Sangraham, what is that? Itham adho madhyurdha sannivesina doshatrayena shariram agaramiva sthoonatrayena sthirikritam. The passage is continuing, which we will finish slowly, statement by statement or sentence by sentence. First, we find this one. What is that? Itham adho madhya urdhva sannivesina doshatrayena shariram agaramiva sthoonatrayena sthirikritam. Chapter Dosha Bhediyam. Itham, in this manner, or thus. Adho madhya urdhva sannivesina doshatrayena. Adho madhya urdhva sannivesina doshatrayena. Means by means of the three doshas. What is the peculiarity of the doshatrayas? Three doshas. Adho madhyurdva sannivesina, which are residing in the lower, middle, and upper regions of Sharira, primarily, because te vyapinaha. So, by means of the three doshas which are residing in the lower, middle, and upper regions, sthūnatrayena agaram iva. Sthūnatrayena agaram iva. As a house by means of three pillars, sthūnatrayena agaram iva, shariram sthirikritam bhavati. Shariram sthirikritam. The sharira is kept sthirikritam, stably supported. Sthirikritam is stably supported. So, thus, by means of the three doshas, which are residing in the lower, middle, and upper regions, as a house by means of three pillars, the sharira is kept stably supported. That is one introduction given by Ashtanga Sangraha to doshas. Sharira is kept stably supported. Don't bother much about the example used. That sthūnatrayena agaramiva. There are many things to explain based on that example. But I think it is just of a representational purpose. We will not spend much time on explaining it. But we can find the author continuing. What is that? Atacha, ataha cha, atascha, doshaha dehasya sthirikaranad sthūnaha ityuchyante. Atascha doshaha dehasya sthirikaranad sthūnaha ityuchyante. Ataha cha, and hence dehasya sthirikaranad, dehasya sthirikaranad, sthūnaha iti uchyante. Dehasya sthirikaranad doshaha sthūnaha iti uchyante. And hence dehasya sthirikaranad, because of providing support to the sharira, because of providing support, sthirikaranad, to the deha, to the sharira, doshaha sthūnaha iti uchyante. Doshas are known as sthūnas, that is pillars. So here we find the tridoshas as three strong pillars which support the sharira, which is important again in its asti to vinashyati voyage. Support. Then the author continues. What is that? Dharanad dhatavaha. Dharanad dhatavaha. Doshaha dehasya dharanad dhatavaha iti uchyante. Doshaha dehasya dharanad dhatavaha iti uchyante. Dharanad means because of the act of holding or bearing. Dharanad, supporting. Dharanad has many meanings. Supporting or preserving. All these meanings are relevant in our context. Holding or preserving or bearing or supporting. Dharanad, dhadava. All are relevant points. Doshas hold the sharira or support the sharira or preserve the sharira. Hold together without withering away. Support, we already saw that. Support like strong pillars. Preserves the functional integrity. So that way, they attain the status of three doshas as well. They attain the status of three doshas as well. Actually, that explanation is not complete. We find some more points. They are very interesting, actually. Why the doshas are called mala? Why they are? How did they achieve the name of? It is, as I told earlier, it is something like introducing a candidate. Then only the voters will get a complete idea about the candidate. In the same way, if you have to manipulate the status of a dosha, you should have a fairly good idea about what the nature of dosha is. How does a dosha behave in a given situation? Then only you will be able to manipulate positively or negatively. So we have a couple of more points in it, but unfortunately our time is over today's sessions. So we are winding up today. I think there are one or two chats. Let me see whether I can take it today or not. The Guru Kabha is above and Lekhuvada is below against the gravity. Don't mix up ideas. That is why I already explained. See, there is Agni in one place. Need not be much complicated. If Agni is there in one point and you have a substance which is to be cooked, where would you position it? Is it something regarding the gravity or not? It is not. It is a commonsensical issue. And ultimately, see, the body is arranged in such a way. It is beyond the human intelligence. It is a smart system to integrate its own functional status. It is already experiential that the arrangement goes like this, and we are just trying to explain it. That's all. It will not change according to our intelligence, isn't it? So it is not against gravity. It is according to the functional integrity. Then one next is, once you refer to the sloka of Urdhvamulam Adhashagam, we will get answer there. Okay. Yes, I think this candidate is trying to answer the previous question. So that is nice to see that there are answers popping up in the chat box itself. The third one is, in the view of Agni, it is organized in such a way, sir. Yes, yes, that is what I was saying. This is Swabhava. This is what is there. There are many other explanations for all these points in the modern mathematics as well. Not in modern mathematics, inherently in mathematics. Something like a system of chaos. How does a system of chaos organize and sustain? So all these things may be beneficial to you, or it may not be beneficial to you. Don't get prejudiced with all these ideas. Simply, I think we will enjoy what is told by the acharyas. And we will try to elaborate the ideas in such a way that we are becoming better clinicians. So we are calling it a day now. So we will meet, most probably we will meet once again on a Saturday morning, because I'm not very sure, as happened earlier also. I have a travel. I do not know whether I'll be able to do it on next Saturday. If there is any change, it will be posted in the WhatsApp group. As of now, it is on next Saturday. So thank you very much. Bhishajam sadhurtanam bhadram agamasalinam abhyasta karmanam bhadram bhadram bhadra abhilashinam. Thank you very much.